Well, to some other news, the Magic City's Civil Air Patrol is growing and breaking records. Recently, the patrol's cadet program had 9 members graduate from its introductory course. Squadron Deputy Commander Ben Conlon says the force is now up to 25 cadets, and this is up from just 9. Conlon explains the program gives young people leadership skills, knowledge of aerospace, marching, and uniform etiquette.
This class of new cadets was taught entirely by my more senior cadets. So they've graduated from followers to leaders.
Now, the next introductory class starts January 13th.